Welcome back to another episode of Aunt and Andrew, where family's everything.
Until it's not. Hi, Andrew.
Hi, Aunt.
Oh,
I'm
Jeff, have you been to London?
no,
I've
and I
been,
haven't even
I've
got
been
through
like
Heathrow.
I've been to a couple of the housewives. I've been to Heathrow. I've
I was
been
gonna
to
say,
the
I was like, I haven't
airport.
even been through Heathrow.
I've been to the airport. That's it. I've been passing through. Again, this episode started with a kind of a PSA of Breast Cancer Awareness
I know
Month.
that was produced though, not like
That was
every bomb,
produced. That's okay
but it was
because
good produced.
it was good
And
produced.
again, unlike forcing us to go to Trixie's bar to
Yeah.
see something of value, these are all women that should be getting mammograms. It makes
Yeah.
sense. It's
Yeah.
not
And
contrived.
right. And October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. If
Yeah.
you haven't gotten a mammogram and you're over a certain age and you got a high risk, I kind of felt for Heather a little bit,
I did too,
knowing,
but then again, like she was
well,
strategically
she's
also,
so contrived about everything. It's
yeah, she
hard to
wasn't saying anything.
know.
She asked everyone. She also organized it. She also
Hmm.
like made it seem like it was crazy, which it is, that Shannon hadn't gotten one in 10 years or whatever.
Well, for
Or Jen,
Shannon.
sorry,
Yeah.
Jen, right? Was it Jen or Shannon?
No, Shannon.
Shannon.
Yeah.
And like also like then Jennifer has the lump, and then
Even Gina had something they had
Dana
to
had
look
something.
at.
So it was like one of those where I felt as if like there's also Heather, you need to realize that because you are a little intimidating,
Yes.
like that there's something that comes with that too. And it might be something as simple as like, and I don't know this, but like, what if like one of them thought you'd answer back with like, it's none of your business. I would tell you if I wanted to. Like, we just don't
No, no,
know.
no. I believed what they said, that they heard cheering in the room, and so they thought she was fine. But you know what? Heather should have came out and said, "Oh, they found a little
That's
something."
what I'm saying.
Yeah,
It
Heather
was
should
kind
have
of like
alerted them.
strategically being quiet, and I didn't like that either.
Yes, to see. I thought it was, well, everything with Heather is contrived. We figured that out.
Yeah,
Every single thing she
you're
does,
right. You're right.
I just whatever. Okay. So Shannon got a text back. Shannon, since you can afford to take everyone to London, I think you can afford to send my future husband back his
Okay, but here's my thing.
75,000.
She
And
offered him the money.
I know. Yeah, because he wouldn't sign the NDA.
Okay, so then why are we
Yeah.
talking about what she's buying people, and why do people
Yeah.
keep? Why did Tamara and Heather say that about the Hermes or about the Burberry
The
scarf?
Burberry scarves. I know. I
What?
know. I
Why?
thought it
But
was just
why?
funny. Again, what Jen said was, which I don't get. Sorry. I don't know why anybody would think that Shannon would invite Alexis on the trip. Not for a minute, but they definitely played with Alexis. Like we said last week, was our belief that they told Alexis, "Oh, going to London, send her flowers
Yeah.
and an olive branch.
And
Maybe you'll get to go."
people
Yeah.
in the comments, I don't feel bad for Alexis.
I don't
She's
feel
the
bad for
victim
Alexis.
because of the fact that she's dumber than a brick. And she's believing that if she,
Johnny J.
Johnny J and the producers, and what's happening is she's being made a fool of.
Oh,
And so
yeah,
I feel
totally.
bad for her,
Totally.
not her choices of how she's acting. I feel bad for the reality, which is she doesn't see at this moment when she's filming
Yeah.
how horrible she is
She's
looking
coming
to the
off.
world.
Yeah. Well, I don't think that Miss Tammy Sue does either.
Maybe not, but Tammy Sue doesn't care.
Oh, Tammy Sue cares. She
Yeah,
cares.
I don't know.
You know, a whole
Tammy
thing
Sue's
came
also
out.
not like Tammy Sue's also like there are Tamara fans. There aren't Alexis fans out there. Like
No,
Tamara
none.
has people that
No.
support her. I don't know. I just think Alexis thinks I feel that as if like I think Tamara's actually in on the manipulation of Alexis. So is
Oh,
anyone that empowers her, anyone that has made it seem like it's okay. Heather Dubrow, who's like, Alexis, I don't know Alexis does to be one that would want to
do this.
do this.
Yeah.
It's like, no, no, she's doing this. Now, maybe you don't know Alexis to be the one who would intentionally do something like this, but isn't her
Right.
job as a friend to be like, no,
Well,
honey,
she's
we're
doing it.
filming a reality show
Yeah.
and you are going on camera saying all
Right.
these things, and this is you're saying it in front of an audience where they've all become Shannon fans for years and people have followed her storyline and she has a fan base and you're going to look like a fool. You should stop it now. You're not going to think this is good by the time you watch it back. You're not.
Not only that, I've said it before, I'm going to say it again. Tamara especially thought this was going to be rake Shannon across the
Season.
coals season, and it's turned out to be quite different. Shannon is coming across as a broken woman, and people are sympathetic to her because she's alone. She's 60. She's got no one.
I mean,
Guys
the
are
other part is
suing
that
her.
like, I just guess this is my question.
And we all know who Shannon is at this point.
Didn't we cross the bridge of he did give Shannon the money weeks ago?
Weeks before.
Yes.
Oh,
And
yeah. Oh, you meant
Shannon,
we know he gave her the money, and she thought that it was just the money. And then after he gave her the money, then according to Shannon, 3, 4, 5 days later, whatever, he said this is a loan. But after he gave it to her, not
but my
before.
point is that like she also then offered to pay the
I
money
think
back.
if somebody gives you money, that you should tell them it's a loan, and not after they give you the money that it was a loan and you expect it back. If you
I
just give
mean, but
somebody
even if
money,
you
it's
tell
different.
someone it's a loan, or even if they ask you for a loan, you don't get it back, even if it's only $200. So it's something where,
Exactly.
so the thing is that my point though is that we've crossed the bridge. Shannon's already said she'd pay it. I
Right.
don't want to hear about if we're going to talk about Shannon, John, and Alexis.
Right.
Let's talk about the reality, which is Johnny J and Alexis are extorting Shannon on national television
Yes.
for whatever reason they want. It's not about who
Publicity.
owes who money anymore because Shannon already offered to pay that back and
Right.
it wasn't accepted. That
Correct.
is that. Nothing else.
Right.
Nothing
End of
else.
story. It doesn't
Yes.
matter. All the rest doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Period.
Did she need the money at the time? Probably. Maybe she didn't. Maybe she didn't. I don't know.
I
Did
agree.
did
Yeah.
she buy him things as well that she believes should offset it a little bit? Probably. But at the same time, Shannon, you clearly thought that you did get the money loaned to you enough to offer him $75,000 to end it.
True.
That being said, I don't think anything less of you. You know, whatever. It was a different time. It's also a facelift. This is not like it was like something that's totally needed. It's an
It wasn't like
absolute
she needed a
luxury
crack.
item.
She didn't have to fix a crack in her foundation or something.
Thank you. She just had to
Yeah.
fix the crack in the person whose house she's hit foundation.
Yeah, she did. I wonder if I wonder, does your insurance take care of that if you damage somebody's property when you're drunk?
I think it all depends on how her case goes.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good. I want to say, obviously, these women weren't entitled to the United Emirates first class private little apartments for their
No,
flight.
no.
They got JetBlue Mint, and poor Emma.
JetBlue is so accessible. Heather Dubrow went on the loudspeaker.
I know.
I think JetBlue must be a sponsor of NBC.
I've traveled JetBlue a lot, and I will admit I upgrade to even more space because I like to be in the front of the plane. So if I'm flying, I'm in the front of the plane no matter what the cabin is,
Oh,
because I like the front of the plane.
yeah. I
Okay.
try not to fly coach.
Well, no, I have to fly in the front of the plane. So a plane like JetBlue that you normally doesn't even have, it's one class.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I upgrade to even more space so I can be in the front of the plane.
Of
I
course.
like the front of the plane. If I was going to London from the OC, I'd be in the Mint,
Yeah,
but
of
I
course.
would prefer to be in the United Emirates and have a shower when I get there. Poor Emily's, this is so, it was so bougie. Emily is brushing her teeth with Dr. Pepper.
I love that.
I mean, it wasn't, they all didn't have their
Is it
little,
was it direct from California to London?
yes,
So they fly over the US?
yes. And then over
Wow.
London. So that meant it was like a 8 or 9 hour flight, probably. No, because it takes
Probably
like,
10.
depending on the jet stream, coming
Probably 10.
when you come west to east is always quicker. It takes about 5 hours to get from New York and Boston to London.
Okay. Yeah.
So figure it was about a 10-hour flight.
Mm.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And supposedly JetBlue is getting rid of their hot meals on their continental flights.
Oh,
So
wow.
it's a good thing they went when they went, or they might not have even had a hot meal.
Wow. I don't really like airplane. I don't
I
eat
know
airplane
that.
food when
I
I
thought it
fly.
was so cool. I want to tell you, I thought that the little butler was really dashing when they got to the Londoner. He was
Oh
all
yeah.
dressed so handsome and sharp and so like a modern day butler, like not a staunchy old butler like you'd get in
No,
and
no, no.
like
They're
one
really
of those
finding
shows.
these amazing hotel suites in
Yeah,
these
they
shows.
do, don't they? How do they
Oh yeah,
find
even in
them?
Milwaukee on Salt
Oh
Lake.
yeah, that was great hotel
But
too.
in Milwaukee, like it's fine to find
Well,
it in
maybe in
London.
Milwaukee, they do. They have champagne beer there. Remember that. Don't diss Milwaukee. I thought the boat ride was one of the most hysterical things I have ever seen in my whole life, especially when they said Shannon's tracks are ready to fall out.
What's true.
I mean, it was true. And they had a great tea for them. I do
Yes.
want to say, when I forget who said it, well, what do we do in London? Like, do we just go shopping or whatever? There's lots to do in London. My daughter went to London on her honeymoon. And she thought it was amazing. Now, she did go to afternoon tea at some fancy hotel every single day for like 5 days in a row. And it was like $100 a person, but they didn't care because it was so fabulous. Because it
Yeah, I
was
love
like
that.
real tea. Like, and they really fed you. And it
Yeah.
was unlimited in England. Like here, if you go somewhere for tea, they like bring you a couple of things and it's like, I'm still
Yeah, yeah,
hungry when
yeah.
I'm done. Now, what did you think of the fight?
I I get Tamara and Heather, but at the same time,
No, I thought it was so contrived. The two of them
I
were
just don't,
sitting
no,
there.
I get it, but I just don't think that it's as big. Like I don't like we're past it. Like we're past it. Like she owes the money. Like
I
she owed
did
him the
love that
money.
Jen.
It
I
is
I
what it
loved.
is.
Okay, talking about money, I love Jen had glam.
Absolutely. And I also have to say that like
Gina is turning out to be a great, great friend
friend
for
to Shannon,
Shannon.
great. And I have
Great
to
friend
say,
to
and I
Shannon.
have to say that like it should matter. This is the thing. I get why Shannon's, again, we've moved past the money. So I get
Yeah.
why Shannon is saying, look at Alexis is a liar. She did say, we're calling our attorney, we're suing you, we're doing
Yes.
it. And I'm
Right.
like, that is important now. The reason
Of
why
course.
is because Johnny J doesn't want Shannon telling lies, but yet his girlfriend's telling lies.
Of course. Well, John, I think is telling lies too.
Maybe, maybe not. Maybe he's just truly doesn't want lies being told about him. But I have to say, I think that collectively they should try as adults first. Pay me the money. No, no non-disparagement. And let's just not talk shit about each other. And then why not, if you find her talking shit about you, Johnny J, then file like a something about her on her if it's not true.
Yeah, maybe.
If it's
Oh, but
true, then let her talk.
now tell me, when they got to the London, besides the fact they had that fabulous modern day butler, I'll call him,
Mm.
um, weren't you waiting for Avi to be in the suite?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I wish
I
eventually.
totally wanted Avi from Beverly Hills,
Oh
Sutton's
yes.
little valet. I wanted him to be there with all the clothes in
Oh,
for them. Totally,
I
because
think
they
that would
all
have been
had
great.
so much clothes. I mean, I don't know how long are they in London? Like for 4 or 5 days, maybe most. These girls' trips are never that long. How long do you think this trip is?
Four
About
or
four
five
days?
days, probably, I think.
Yeah, by the time they get there and come back and the whole bit. I just feel I have so much sympathy for Shannon. Um, she reminds me of somebody I know, well, knew.
Ooh.
And there's something about her um
That's a
that
sandwich shop.
oh yeah, I wonder if it's how it's doing.
They have
I
a
wonder if
line
there's a
every day.
line. Every day there's a line that there's something about her.
Oh yeah.
Wow, good for them. That's good. Somebody wants those little wilted $17 sandwiches. Okay. I'm happy for Ariana and Katie. That's good. Um, there's something about Shannon, and I've said it before, and I'm going to say it again. I think especially Tammy Sue thought
Oh yeah.
that people are going to hate on Shannon, and she's so sympathetic that they read it wrong. And you know what? This happens in series. You think it's going to go one way, it goes the other. We saw it in Vanderpump Rules. Everybody thought that it was going to be, Ariana. And by the end, everybody was like, yeah, now that might happen with Shannon by the end, but we're kind of coming to the end.
I think that there's a big difference. Shannon's willing to go into the ring with all of them.
Now I saw the seating chart for the
The
reunion,
reunion.
and Alexis is seat 4 on the right. And,
That's because she's
but
only coming in for a few minutes, I bet.
yeah, yeah. Well, that's what I thought. And then they had somebody in seat 4 on the left, Who would
Oh,
it be that comes in on OC? I was kind of surprised because there's 7 of them, right? And she would be 8.
Vicky,
No, there was no Vicky. I did not see Vicky in the reunion at all. No.
Johnny J. No.
No, maybe. Who knows? Anyways, no, there's
Wait, but what?
there's 7 housewives, right?
Yeah, but what do you? So was it a
I'm
guess?
looking at the chart. Well, I consider her there are 7 housewives
Yes, but I
in
get it.
OC.
But what you're
So
saying
she
is,
was number 8 because it was equal 4 and 4. It's
oh, okay.
Shannon and Tamra, and then Gina was over with Tamra, which surprised me. And Heather was with Tamra,
Where's
and then
Emily?
Alexis. I'm sorry. Did I say? Okay,
You said Gina.
I did. Gina's with Shannon.
Got it. That's what I
Okay,
thought.
it's Emily. So it was Tamra, Heather, Emily, Alexis.
It wasn't Tamara, Emily, Heather, Alexis.
No, I think it was Heather. And
Mm,
then it's Shannon and Gina and Jen. And who would be the other one?
Katie.
Katie. And Katie is on Shannon's side.
Got it.
Okay, that's how it was. I
So
forget
there's
exactly.
8 housewives.
They have 8, but I don't know how long Miss Alexis is there because she shouldn't be there the whole time.
No, she shouldn't.
She shouldn't be there the whole time, but she was. Anyways, I wish Shannon could. I get it. I think she's in this at the end. She's tired. She wants to have a good time. This is her birthday trip. And they got to keep on bringing up Alexis, like almost ad nauseum. And
Yeah,
I
I
don't
think that's
like
the
it.
producers. Like, I
I
think
do.
that
It could be, but you know what? I'm over Tammy Sue.
I know it's coming off bad.
It is coming off terrible for her. Now, does Ryan, I also want to say, when Jen was on the phone with Ryan picking out her
Oh
clothes, I
yeah, he's
swear to
brilliant.
God, Ryan was in the other room.
I
I
know.
bet you anything he was in the other room because you could see the air conditioned vent on the top and stuff.
Yeah.
No, I swear to God. Hey, Jen, if you're listening, I bet you Ryan was in the other room.
Okay.
That's my thought. Who's your mess?
My mess is it's like it's the same people each
I
week.
know it is because that's how they're being edited for the season.
Yeah. My mess is definitely there wasn't that many messes this
No, there
week.
wasn't.
It
I
wasn't a
agree.
messy week.
I agree. But Shannon's still on the edge and she's a little messy,
Yeah, I
but I love
actually
her
think
mess.
Shannon was the mess this week because what Tamara and Heather and Emily and everyone that brought up and even Alexa, like none of them did, even Alexis's text wasn't, it wasn't like
Well, Alexis is the mess because she has to interject herself into an episode she's not even around.
she didn't.
Yeah, she did. She sent the text.
She
Oh,
did that
and
before. She did that right away when she sent it. Shannon brought
yes,
it up on the episode.
but we didn't mention, we have to mention before we leave how brilliant that Shannon went back and doesn't erase her texts. Do
Oh
you
yeah.
erase your texts? Do you get
No,
rid of them? Me either.
I
Because
got
I always
plenty.
want to be able to go back to something you wrote me 5 years ago. They
Yep.
kept forever. Don't send me a
I
bad text.
specifically like going back to
And if
texts
it's
that
really bad, I make sure I take a screenshot of it.
same. I like to go back to text. I like to go to back to texts that were really from the heart, really emotional that I lay out there and that people leave unanswered.
Oh, there you go. I could have done that to him too. I want to say that she said point blank that we will be filing a suit against you.
Oh yeah,
We
for
will
sure.
be suing you. We
That's why
meant
I feel like
her
Shannon, that's why I
and
feel like
Jim
Shannon
Bellino.
needs to focus on they want her to sign a non-disparagement about John because they're saying that she's spreading false information about John. But yet you have Alexis running around town saying, I never did anything like that to Shannon. I've been so
Right.
good. But
Yeah.
yet Shannon has proof that you weren't. So why don't you all just say
Right.
that you've all been bad to each other, pay the $75,000, call it a day, and move on?
You know who I'd love back
Oh,
without a doubt? I would love back Kelly Dodd.
yeah.
She could rip into these women.
Or Gretchen.
No. Gretchen's not as smart as Kelly.
Okay.
And I would love Kelly back. I would love Kelly back because she'd be ripping. She can't stand Tammy Sue. She would be ripping Tammy Sue. Oh, and she hates Heather Dubrow because they bump into each other at restaurants all the time. And
Yeah,
Heather
but they'd
pretends
be able to keep up with her too, though. It would be really fun.
Yeah, they would be, but Miss Heather Dubrow won't even look at her when they're in a restaurant together. And Mrs. Rick Leventhal will go over and say, "Hi, Heather," like she doesn't care. So I say, yeah, bring Kelly Dodd back. I love her
Okay.
podcast with Rick. I
I
love
know
him.
you do.
All right,
Well, anyhow,
everybody, subscribe.
absolutely love ya. Comment on us, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.